I'm going to stay a television analyst.
Yeah, when my kids get offered at a Division III college, I don't think I'll be wearing I'll be wearing like the hat.
What is this something that however many years ago Mama Carter would have wanted to do?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. No. My mom was telling the recruits the rules and everything from the beginning. She was telling the recruits, you know something? I don't believe my youngest boy, his disposition will fit your disposition. I think you're better off recruiting someone else. That's what my mom told Bobby Knight.
She also told him you were the best athlete and the meanest of the bunch.
Yes.
Well,
and he's not available
love
for
that
you.
honesty.
Yeah, and he's not available for you.
All right, so in case you're new to football, let me fill you in. This Patriots team that's playing, pretty good. They win a lot of games. In fact, since 2010, they've won 127 games, making this the winningest decade in NFL history for one franchise, breaking a record previously held by the Patriots. And that happened, last decade. Through it all, though, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid thinks Tom Brady is still as good as he's ever been.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any decline, and I haven't seen him get any slower. So, I mean, he's not. That's not his deal. He's not going to run and do all that unless he has to. But I mean, he's as accurate. He sees things better than even when he did when he was younger. So he sees. I'm wearing glasses. He doesn't. Right. So the age thing hasn't hit him.
All right, Coach. What do you think, in your opinion, has been the most impressive part of the Patriots' two-run decade here?
Well, the formula is not complicated, but it's really hard. So the idea of having a disciplined team, the idea of having smart players, the idea of committing to work ethic on a consistent basis, those things aren't complicated ideas, but it's really hard to get a group of people to do.
Yes.
And to do consistently. And look, I struggled with it when I had a head coaching job. You've seen other guys from that family struggle with it because it's not for everybody. It's not easy doing
guys
what they
say they
do.
want to be. I want to learn more football. I want to be coached hard. I want to be driven. I want to get here early. But ultimately, they really don't.
No, it's one of those things where everybody says that they're signing up for what's going to work until it gets difficult, and then it's like, well, maybe I need a player's coach.
Just give us a little peek into what specifically. You said getting there early, working really hard, but what is it when you keep saying not everyone has it specifically?
Well, look, in team meetings, it doesn't matter whether you're Tom Brady, it doesn't matter whether you're the offensive or
Typically
defensive
after a
coordinator.
game, they've probably won.
Well, it's actually any team meeting. So you walk in the morning, and if you did something incorrect in practice, it's on the screen, and it's going to be talked about. The video, and everybody's in the room, and it's going to be coached, and it's going to be coached hard, but it's not personal. It's the idea of we need to fix your problem because your problem affects all of us, and we all need to understand what we have to do collectively to win. And a lot of people can't handle with that public coaching, and it's coaching. So as much as people say they want that, it's different when you get it.
And some of it is as simple as, in the last 2 years, how many times they practiced inside?
3 times.
3 times. Some of it is that, really, like, we're outside again. Like, really, the practice balls are wet and scuffed and dirty again. Remember when they signed one of their first big ticket free agents? I think it was pre-Moss, and I know he was a trade, Adalys Thomas. Adalys Thomas, very successful linebacker from Baltimore, and there was a snowstorm, and he was late for practice, and they sent him home, and he was angry. The next day, were you still there when this happened? The next day, he says to the media, he's like, I don't know what they want, like, hey, my truck got stuck in the snow. What do you want from me? And I think the Patriots said, plan for it. And
wake up earlier.
And it is there is, and so much of the. If you remember, we saw it in Hard Knocks, right? Where Hugh was saying, everybody gets one. That is one team's philosophy. Everybody gets one. The one he was talking about was
it pulled over
the
with a
wide
DUI
receiver.
or something?
It wasn't DUI. He had some weed in the car and didn't tell the team about it. And Hugh was like, "That's your one." And Adalys Thomas didn't even get one, stuck in the snow 20 minutes late for work. So it's just a different type of philosophy. And
but it's like in a game. If everybody has one penalty, Okay, you have one penalty. Now, collectively, you got a whole lot of penalties. So everybody makes one mental error. There's a whole lot of mental errors.
So if you guys know this, then why is it that when coaches sometimes leave that tree or leave that environment or have no part of the environment but want to emulate that and bring that somewhere else, knowing that not everyone can do it, it's almost as if like you almost do it blindly almost. It's almost like, oh, I'm going to take what I learned there and I'm going to do it here, but not everyone can adapt to it.
But it's not blind. It's a formula that works. It's like taking the recipe for Coke and develop.
But it doesn't work if they don't subscribe to it.
Yeah, Coca-Cola. It works. It's good, but it's not. Owners need to sign up for it. There needs to be time. That it doesn't happen overnight. It's discipline.
This is the problem. I've only met one other person like Bill Belichick in my whole life in all of football. Now, I'm very, very good friends with the guy who mentored him, Bill Parcells. Bill Parcells is not Bill Belichick. And how they went about their formula for winning, it is a little bit, it has Parcells stuff in there, but it is Bill Belichick. I have only met two people that have that type of intensity on a daily basis, and they are Nick Saban, and it's genuine. Every day at 6 in the morning, he can talk football, and he's serious about it. He's got a passion for it. He loves teaching football. And the other one is Urban Meyer. Not on the same level as those other two, but he's got an intensity and a passion. Ryan Day, the new head coach at Ohio State, him and I are going over things of how they're going to bring that intensity on a regular day-to-day basis. I talked to the team doctor at Ohio State. He's like, man, we're going to miss Urban. You know the reason why? He pushed the training staff to a higher level. How our players are going to recover. Cutting-edge medicine. He pressed every department. And when you leave the family, you don't have that pressure. You don't have it where it is naturally part of your personality. I love being with Coach Mangini. We've been on a couple different networks. We have a great time on television. He's totally different than Saban. Coaches the same way. He's totally different than Belichick. They coach the same way, but their personalities are different. And trying to get the organizational support, that to me is the biggest thing that I have seen an organization able to do it. And you got to give credit to RKK, and that's Robert Kraft, all right? Because he traded away a draft pick for that coach because he wanted that, and he has supported this for over 20 years.
He traded away a draft pick for a coach that nobody wanted. And when we got to New England, everybody thinks that there was some parade that was held.
People were mad.
They were not mad is an understatement. It was every TV show, every radio station, every newspaper, killing us constantly. Then we go 5-11. They couldn't wait to run us out of town.
And this name has not been mentioned in all of this, and I understand we talk about this player a ton, but it can't be forgotten. I think there is, and I will use our friend as an example, Coach Mangini and others who have tried to bring the Patriot way other places, yes, ownership wasn't as patient, and yes, they didn't necessarily have the institutional support. They also, none of them had Tom Brady. And I know Belichick, Brady wasn't Brady in the beginning. I understand it. But as you say, he had some traits, there were some things, and he always took to coaching. Even when he wasn't the superstar, he was the quarterback, and he could get yelled at, and he would get better. And like that is something that's not transferable.
That trait of taking that coaching, and that coaching is special. Because Tom Brady, especially, he didn't go over to play that Seattle was going to run the Super Bowl. He didn't stop practice and tell him, you're going to lose the game if you don't cover this. Bill Belichick did that.
Guys, I have to tell you, we are a little family here. We don't often do this with people that aren't our immediate family, but because you are immediate family, we wanted to wish you a very